Hi everybody, this is Amy from Crafty Ames Workshop, and today we're going to work on making a fairy door on a pot for one of my plants that I'm going to put on in here. And the plant that I chose is a carnivorous plant called the Venus Flytrap. I just got this at Lowe's. I think it was $4.98, and it's just a little teeny tiny thing. But before we plant that in the pot, which we're going to use this type of pot here, with the little thing on the bottom, we're going to go ahead and put a fairy door on it. So just get out your clay supplies, the different colored clays that you want, whatever colors you want to make it. I am gonna wing it because I don't have a clue, so I'm just gonna figure it out as I go. And so I may just go ahead and fast forward this as I'm making it, and you guys can just watch the process. And then when I'm done with that, I'll come back and we will go ahead and plant the Venus Flytrap. All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to use scrap clay for the decorations on the door. And at this moment, I'm going to make something to help prop up this pot. Hey guys, it's the next day, and I just wanted to get going on this again, but I did want to tell you this green clay I had is made by Kato, I think it's called. Let me look, hold on. Okay, this clay is made by Kato Polyclay. I don't know if you can see that. But anyways, it was so hard, even after trying to, you know, do my thing, and trying to get it warm and all that, it still was not doing what I needed. So my tip for today is get yourself some, if it gets so bad that you can't do anything with it, I've got some translucent Liquid Sculpey, and I just put maybe less than a pea size into this amount of clay, and I just started mixing it in. It is still really hard, but it's actually to where I can mold it now, and it's sticking together. So I think it just needed a little bit of help, although some of you may use this a lot already, who's more experienced with this type of clay and may have some other tips for me. But as far as I could tell, I couldn't get it to work. I don't know if it's just because it's old. I've had it for about probably over a year, so maybe it's just getting old, I don't know. But anyways, so now what I'm doing right now is I'm getting ready to make some vines to put around the house. This is not sticking yet. This is a terracotta pot. So what I'm gonna have to do is probably use some E3000 to stick it on here. But as you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but there's an outline for where this clay was when I was working on it yesterday. So it just it actually is kind of helpful with it, but I guess it's from the oils that is in this clay. But I have baked this already, because I knew it would be overnight and I didn't want the clay to get crispy. I mean, it doesn't get crispy, but it does get to where if you don't do something with it before you leave it, it seems to harden up, and you can't, for me, as a person who doesn't work with this clay every day, to me it seems like it gets harder and it's more fragile. So if I'm gonna leave it, you know, overnight or whatever, I usually like to go ahead and bake what I've done already. But because it's cooked, it's not sticking. I have to say, I am not much liking this Kato clay. It is just not working for me. I don't know if it's because it's older or it's just the way it's as hard as it's supposed to be. I don't know. But I think at this point I would prefer to just stick with the Premo Sculpey and the I can't think of it, what the other one is. Just stick